Identity and resilience. Changing identity is never a simple path. We would like to believe that deciding and acting is enough to instantly become a new version of ourselves. Yet, reality is different. Every transformation inevitably encounters resistance, obstacles, and trials. It is in those moments that resilience becomes an essential identity skills. In this chapter, we will explore how resilience shapes identity shifting, why crises can become springboards, and how to develop an identity capable of rising stronger after difficulties. Resilience, more than a skill, an identity. Resilience is often defined as the ability to bounce back after a shock. But if we look closer, it's not limited to a skill, it can become an identity. One person may define himself as a victim of an event, another may define himself as a survivor, a third may go further and define himself as a builder, turning pain into strength. These three identities lead to radically different life paths. Crisis as catalyst of identity. Some of the greatest identity transformations occur after difficult events, the loss of a loved one, a breakup, bankruptcy, illness, or job loss. These shocks break the old identity. The person can no longer be as before. Two options then arise: retreat into an identity of victimhood and remain trapped in the past, use the crisis as a catalyst to create a stronger identity. Thus, resilience is not just a return to normal, it is an opportunity for identity rebirth. The role of personal narrative in resilience. When a shock occurs, it's not the event itself that determines the future identity, but the story we choose to tell ourselves. I failed, therefore I am a failure. I failed, but I am someone who learns. I failed, and I am someone who transforms mistakes into success. The same event can generate three different identities, depending on the narrative adopted. Key to transformation. Consciously choose a growth narrative rather than a victim narrative. Emotional resilience and identity. Crises often trigger emotional storm, sadness, anger, fear. If these emotions are not acknowledged, they can lock us into an identity of suffering. But when processed consciously, they become fuel for growth. Anger can be transformed into energy for surpassing oneself. Sadness can deepen sensitivity and empathy. Fear can be transmuted into courage. A resilient identity does not deny emotions, it uses them as a raw material to grow stronger. Community as identity support. Resilience is not only individual, it's also collective. Alone, a person may collapse under the weight of trials. Surrounded by a supportive community, they draw new strength. Collective identities, family, friends, support group, spiritual communities play a decisive role in rebuilding a resilient identity. Practical exercise. Rewrite your resilience story. Take a difficult event from your past. Write three different stories about it: as a victim, as a survivor, as a builder. Then consciously choose which one you want to adopt as your identity. Paradoxical gratitude. Each evening, write down one difficult element of your day and find a reason for gratitude connected to it. This trains your brain to see growth behind challenges. Community anchoring. Identify three people or groups that provide support. Make a habit of reaching out to them in moments of doubt. The pitfalls of identity resilience. Denial. Saying everything is fine while still suffering prevents true transformation. Rigidity. Wanting to remain strong at all costs can create a closed identity. True resilience includes vulnerability. Resilience and identity evolution. Every trial endured and overcome becomes a living proof that we can change. This strengthens confidence and accelerates future identity shifts. Example: a person who recovered from a painful job loss is more likely, when faced with a new challenge, to think, I know I can bounce back. I've done it before. In this way, resilience becomes identity capital. Spiritual resilience. Beyond the mental and emotional, there is a spiritual dimension to resilience. Believing that each trial is a part of a greater plan, that it carries meaning, even if we don't understand it. This belief, whether linked to God, the universe, or life itself, provides incomparable inner strength. Conclusion. Resilience lies at the heart of identity shifting. It turns crises into opportunities, failures into lessons, and pain into strength. A resilient identity is not one that never falls, but one that always rises stronger, wiser, and more aligned. By cultivating resilience, you do more than survive trials. You build an identity capable of adapting, reinventing yourself, and growing through all the cycles of life.